So when we working with remote sensing data sets, there are some instances that we need to specify a image based on the date and the place of the image rather than collecting a collection of images. And also there may be instances that we are only interested in a single band of the entire image series or image composite. For an example, maybe red band or near infrared. So in this video I am going to show you how we can import a single band from a image collection. Here I am going to use USGS Landsat 8 collection tier 1 raw scenes. So in here raw scenes mean that those images are not atmospherically corrected. So there are instances that in the Earth Engine data catalog that they have mentioned TOA. So the TOA means that those images are atmospherically corrected. So if we are going to import the specific image from the image series, we have to first find out the image ID. So for that we can go to the Earth Explorer and select the image ID from here. So I have selected image near Andes mountain range, and we will use this we will use only this part of the ID when we are importing this image into the Google Earth Engine code editor. So for that we can import a single band by specifying this function. So we have to give the this Landsat 8 ID first, and then we have to get the ID from here. So accordingly we can get the image from import image from the Landsat stream. And this way, for an example, in this case we are not getting only a single band but the entire image. However, we can specify which band we required and import only that band. So we can see from this website and select for an example, let's consider we are only interested in near infrared. Then we can specify we want only the band 5 like this. So we can write and edit this into specifying dot select B7. In this way we can obtain the only band 7 from that specific image composite. So we can add it as a map layer. So let's run the program again. So the reason is that we have included this part for the image ID, but in this case we don't need that. Let's run it again. So here the problem is that we have selected the most recent image. However, the most recent image is not uploaded or in the Google Earth Engine file repository. So for this example, we'll use another image instead of that. And let's see this for this image for 2021 for 16th, and we'll again replace it with that. and let's run it again. So now you can see we have successfully imported the band 7 of this image, and accordingly we can import images by specifying the date and also the individual band of that image instead of importing the entire composite image. So if we want to import the entire image rather than a single band, we just have to remove the select and provide the visualization parameters then and other factors. And we need to give the maximum and minimum values also. Let's run the program again. So now you can see that we have imported the image based on the scene ID that we received from the Earth Explorer. There are certain instances that this region of interest is covered in multiple images or the multiple scenes of the Landsat image. So in those cases, we need to specify the row ID and also the path ID when importing images. So in the USGS website, there is a KML file that we can download, and it covers the entire Earth, and we can get the information about the row ID and the path ID that covers a certain area. For an example, let's consider the region of interest that I am using for the analysis is here. So by looking at that, you can clearly see the entire the region is not in a single scene, but in the multiple scenes like this one and this one and this one. So when importing these images, we need to know what is the row ID and the path ID of these relevant scenes. So for that, by using this KML file, we can click on each square and find the path and the row for each of the scene. So likewise, we can import images into the Google Earth Engine code editor by specifying these